Welcome to a video where I talk about who I consider to be the most intriguing and different Grey Jedi. A Grey Jedi being someone who may associate with the Jedi in varying forms of capacity, but are not afraid to push the Jedi Order to their limits, or in some cases, blow right past their wishes and concerns. Before we begin with the list, I just wanted to say that the classification of a Grey Jedi is actually extremely subjective and up to interpretation, and what I consider to be a Grey Jedi may not be what another person considers to be a Grey Jedi. For example, some label Mace Windu as a Grey Jedi due to his enjoyment of battle and use of some abilities some consider to be darker in nature, but myself personally does not consider Mace to be a Grey Jedi due to his unwavering loyalty to the Jedi Way and Council. With that taken care of, let's go ahead and begin with the top 7 Grey Jedi. Also, one little short thing that I find really cool is I wanted to share something really interesting with you guys. Recently, I became aware of a new online Star Wars trading card game. It's absolutely free and tons of fun. The archive of characters is huge, ranging anywhere from Darth Vader to Yaddle from the prequels. I find it a great game for fans who want to learn more about the Star Wars universe and impress their friends with knowledge on super obscure and popular characters alike. I genuinely got excited while playing and unlocking new cards. Deciding who I was and exploring the game and characters was a ton of fun, with classes ranging anywhere from bounty hunters to dark Jedi. Like I said, it's absolutely free and competing against my friends was a blast. It's honestly something that relaxes me after a tough day, and I just want to sit back, learn a little more about a franchise I adore, and have friendly competitions with some of my friends. Link in the description to download for free is down below. Hope to see you guys there, and let's trade some cards. Now let's get into the top 7 Grey Jedi. For number 7, I selected Quinlan Voss. Quinlan Voss was a Jedi Knight during the Twilight of the Republic, who seemed to have some affinity for dark abilities. As a result of this, he was even selected to become a double agent for Dooku by the Jedi Council and study some abilities in the dark side of the Force. Because of this double life and attempting to maintain his Jedi status along with training with Dooku and other dark side users, Quinlan found it very difficult, though he eventually was able to overcome his inner demons and quell the darkness within him. Quinlan has described himself as a Jedi that walks in the shadows, coming close to the dark but not allowing it to touch his soul, and who he is as a Jedi and servant of the Order. Number 6, Quigon Jinn. Quigon Jinn was a Jedi who felt most connected to the living Force, choosing to affiliate more with the light, but finding peace in all aspects of it. Qui-Gon was a servant of the Force, and the Force alone, which oftentimes led him into conflict with other Jedi on the Council. Qui-Gon did not agree with the Jedi's constant involvement in political affairs and viewed a Jedi's role as a guardian and protector, not a manager. This led Qui-Gon to go against some of the orders of the Jedi, and even occasionally go against the Jedi Code itself, which left many of his peers to label him as a Grey Jedi. This view is also what provoked Qui-Gon to go against the Council's orders and commence the training of Anakin Skywalker. For number 5, I selected Starkiller or Galen Marek. Galen Marek was the secret apprentice of Darth Vader during the time of the Empire, and was in the beginning used as an assassin, but over time he left Vader and chose an alternate route for himself. Galen is one of my favorite Grey Jedi because he is the perfect example of someone who was brought up in the dark side but was able to break its grasp on him. Galen had some training with other Jedi like Ram Koda, but never underwent any formal Jedi training. Galen instead was primarily trained in the dark side of the Force, and as a result used many abilities some would consider to be inherently dark for greater purpose, using it to further the rebellion and diminish the Empire. Galen never really formed any huge complex belief or any specific teachings as to the way the Force should be used. He just chose the path he thought most worthy of his service and pursued its goals till the very end. For number 4, we have Cade Skywalker. Cade Skywalker was a descendant of Luke Skywalker, and after witnessing the death of his father and many other Jedi at a young age, developed a rogue personality and rough streak. Cade was trained by many different Jedi, bounty hunters, and even underwent very basic Sith training under Darth Krayt, who he would later go on to slay. Cade was a very aggressive fighter, and could be aggressive in non-combative senses as well. Cade for some time even delved into death sticks to lessen the blows of his constant torment due to his troubled past. This being said, Cade never wished harm onto anyone and fought the good fight against the Sith, and at the end he was even prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice for the betterment of the galaxy. For number 3, I picked one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time, Revan. Revan was a Jedi Knight who refused to sit back and allow the deaths of innocents to occur while the Jedi stood helpless and unwilling to act. This led Revan to go against the wishes of the Jedi Order and lead several successful engagements against the attacking Mandalorians. This initially gave Revan the title of a Grey Jedi, but after these events he was swayed to the dark side and became a slave to the dark. This did, however, not last, as he was able to break free and at least partially return to the light. Revan was an individual who learned a great deal from both his time as a Jedi and Sith, implementing both teachings in the way he conducted himself and the abilities he could conjure. Revan, even before his time as a Sith Lord, had a feeling of not fitting perfectly into a Jedi's way of life, and his ascension to a Sith, then a Jedi yet again, did nothing but further these inherent differences. Next, we have the Jedi Battlemaster, Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn was a Jedi after the fall of the Empire, and what makes his status as a Grey Jedi so unique was his take on the Force. Kyle believed no certain ability was necessarily evil on its own, just that it may have been more volatile than others would have been. Kyle is a Grey Jedi in the sense of the abilities he is capable of, being extremely aggressive and using powers uncommon to Jedi, but not in the sense that he has a dark side that he has to stave off. This was in fact quite the opposite. Kyle was so firmly cemented in the light, it granted him this great potential to use more obscure abilities not all Jedi were capable of, making him, in my opinion, one of the most enlightened Jedi ever. And finally, we have reached number 1, Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka is also a very unique Grey Jedi, in the sense that she would have gone on to make what I believe to be a near-perfect Jedi Master and member of the Order. But this, however, was not the will of the Force. Ahsoka's status as a Grey Jedi stems more from her training after her departure from the Jedi Order. Ahsoka was still a servant for the light, but had no set rules or code to stick to, instead remaining in the light due to her natural caring for others' well-being and the inherent desire to help the galaxy rather than hinder it. Ahsoka tapped more into the living force after her departure and let it dictate what course of actions to take and not to take, as opposed to a code that in large part dictates how a Jedi should carry themselves. So there it is. Those are the top 7 Grey Jedi in my opinion. Of course, I tried to vary the list a little bit, giving different types of Grey Jedi, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and leave in the comments what you guys think. Who is your favorite Grey Jedi? And give me your top 5 favorite Grey Jedi. Thank you so much for watching.